Hi, folks. We're doing a bit of a deeper dive today, 4 or 5 minutes maybe, on emergency loans. And I'm going to try and answer 4 questions in one, all about emergency loans. So it's going to be, how can you borrow money in an emergency? Where to borrow money in an emergency? How do I get an urgent loan? And how do I get £200 today? In many ways, they're all the same question. And I'm going to be answering them in a way that kind of do all feedback to the same thing. I mean, how can I borrow money in an emergency? Let's start at the beginning here. I'm assuming you've asked your best mate Dave, you've asked the next door neighbour Sonia, you've asked your mum and dad, you've asked your kids, depending on how old you are, of course, uh, and you can't get anywhere with a human being. If you've used up all the human beings in your life, then you're online. But before you go online, check out the social. Depends on your situation, of course. Check the social, but before you check the social, think about this. If you can put yourself at the same address for the last 3 years, as in you can be found online in a search at the same address for 3 years, you can be found online in a search for 3 years at your job, self-employed or employed. You've had the same bank account for 3 years and the lender has seen your bank account. If you've got those three things and you're in the same place showing stability, uh, you've not missed any payments here, there, and everywhere, maybe one or two. You could get the money in an hour, but it's really, really unlikely. Really unlikely. If you tick all those boxes, you might find a lender. If they're on the panel, they happen to see you that day, boom, you might have the money in your bank in a couple of hours. But that's so rare, it's like rocking horse shit. Don't look for it, you'll never find it. If you tick all the boxes, usually you get your money inside a day. You might have it in 8 hours, something like that. So that's it. It's friends and family, human beings first. The social. Last time I had to do this was years ago. It was, oh no, maybe it was around COVID actually. So it's not that many years ago. So it's about 5, 6 years ago. Had no money, nothing in the bank, nothing coming in. Absolutely couldn't eat that day because no money. So down the social at 9 o'clock, put a claim in for whatever it was, emergency payment, and about 2:30 that afternoon, I got 90 quid. That's it. I can't remember whether it was a loan and I had to give it back or whether it was actually, you know what, I have 90 quid. Could have been either, don't know. But that's probably your next fastest way of accessing some money. This is, of course, assuming you've pawned everything you've got to pawn. So we really are in desperation stakes here. And I mean, of course, how can I borrow £200 today? It's the same process. Yeah, it's human beings first. Then it's, how do you appear online? Can you prove all these things? If you can't go to the social, you can't go to the social. You might be working and they just won't even look at you. But it's definitely one to think about. You might be able to do that online these days. You probably can. So human beings, then maybe the online lenders. You've obviously done your bank. That's the first thing you're going to do. So it's friends, relatives, human beings, next door neighbours, man in the street. Nah, don't ask the man in the street. That's begging. Um, and then it's the social, so the DSS, and then you're coming to places like Badger Loans. And if you've got all your docs and everything else, well, you could be in luck. But I wouldn't bank on it, frankly. Emergency loans, eh? So that's how you could borrow money in an emergency. Where to borrow it from? I've just told you. Human beings, banks, building societies. We are the lenders of last resort. Never forget that. These are short-term loans and they're expensive. They're not thousands of percent APR. APRs don't count for short-term loans. The FCA don't like that, but they know damn well you can't put an interest rate on a loan which is called an annual percentage rate when it's a 6-month loan. Surprise, surprise, it's 4,000% because they assume you're paying a loan you've already paid off. For God's sake, it's crap. Which I've done a video on how APRs work. They're an absolute waste of time. There we go. Look at the total money you've got to borrow. That's how you work out how much you're being shafted for. Borrow £100, pay back 150. That says 50% to me. So, how did you get an urgent loan? Just told you. That's it. Friends and family. Online last, really. Always assuming you've done your own bank and building society first. Friends and family. Social. Then come to online lenders. And you might get lucky. Saying that's how you're going to get £200 a day. It's the only way you're going to get £200 a day is probably off the social, I'd imagine, or the pawn shop. Where to borrow money in an emergency? Again, pawn shop. Have you pawned everything you've got? Have you pawned all the jewellery? Have you sold your jewellery? That's how it goes, isn't it? Then it's off to the social. Then it's come back and make an application to Badger Loans or someone like us. How do I get an urgent loan? It's the same thing. And £200 a day, the same thing. 5.5 minutes. If you've watched this far, well done. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.